Hi, I'm so glad to see you here today. My name is Kayla with The Real Stuff. I have 2 kids, Wyatt and Lily, and 3 pets, Hank, Pepper, and Aries. We live in East Texas. It gets hot and cold at the same time, but we've had such a colorful life that we love to share it with everyone and get back to the basics with how things were meant to be. We hope that you enjoy our channel. Please like and subscribe. Didn't your mother tell you stealing was rude? I guess not. Nature at its finest. Just gonna go bring that to the babies. A big squirrel. Doo doo doo. Hi. So the birds are taking a little while this morning, so I'm gonna cut this up and get it ready to go, start this project here. So the rest of these I'm just going to cut up a little bit so they'll fit in the composter. It's important to wherever you're. WD-40, everybody knows about that. Corrosion X, boat shop that I know of used to sell this. I'm pretty sure you can pick it up just about anywhere though. This really helps recover tools, especially if they've been sitting outside. It's going to turn them black, but it's going to make them work again. So that's really great. 3-in-1 is also good. It cleans, lubricates, all of those things. And if you live in a humid environment, you're going to need it. I've noticed a serious decline in the last few years of all of my tools just from being in this environment. So I thought I'd mention it in case anybody else needs it. 3 different things, work about the same, but both are a little bit stronger. So today, I'm going to use the 3-in-1 to clean it, and then I'm going to spray it with Corrosion X because I want to make sure that it stays lubricated. It doesn't really matter if it turns black because it's already painted black. So, this 3-in-1. And again, these are really old. I think I've had them 6-7 years already. It's been quite some time. But I want to keep them as long as I can. I haven't sharpened them or anything, which might be a good idea here soon, but at least just getting them lubricated is still going to save the situation. The 3-in-1 is typically supposed to penetrate the rust. Whether that's true or not, I can't really say, but the Corrosion X definitely does. So I'm just going to use this to clean it off and then spray it down with some Corrosion X. So I already feel those actually doing quite better than they were. So even the dog chewed on these and they've still survived. Back when he was a puppy, I think he's 7 now, so I have had these a long time. And taking care of your tools is pretty important because 1, they're not cheap. 2, if you want something to last, you're going to have to take care of it, especially in a humid environment. If you're not in a humid environment, it's not as big of a deal. One thing I noticed about here was if you leave it outside, even if it has a cover on it, it's going to rust. Everything in East Texas, East Texas, rusts all the time. These are even moving better already. So let's throw a little Corrosion X in there. Just dab on that nut. Down this crack. Nut. Bottom. Okay. Wow. Look at that. A lot better, right? Well, it looks like we're not going to get that many birds today. I think something that happens, especially when it's overcast. I mean, it's been 78 since 6 o'clock this morning. It hasn't changed, but it's quite humid out. We got some rain last night, and I love it when it rains because I don't have to water, and I don't have drip system set up, so it's kind of a big deal, especially where it's so hot here. But whenever it's overcast, the birds, they just seem to not come out. I think they don't want to get wet or they're worried about getting wet. And I can see right above us back here, there's a large dark cloud. That's my buddy. Hey, bud. So I don't know, he still comes by because they live right here in this bush. And ever since I put the feeder up, they decided that they wanted to have all of their options right there. Little house, little bird bath, and the feeder. I mean, it's perfect. Anyway, it still feels hot because it's the south. So I'm gonna grab the wheelbarrow. Well, I'm gonna grab some dirt out of the wheelbarrow, and then we'll make some dirt up and separate the pots. So, quick Fun fact, got this at the Dollar Tree. It's $1.25. Nothing's a dollar anymore. What I like about it is it has these measurements there on the handle, and so if you're trying to figure out how deep um, you need to dig to bury something, or just even gain a measurement of how deep your soil is, like a brief topsoil layer, you've got 3 inches listed here, so I'd assume this is probably 4, 5.5, which is good because then you can actually dig down and see where the soil line changes and stare at your scoop and know how far you've gotten down in there. So Dollar Tree find. And these are the little pots that I'm going to be transporting the extra tomatoes into. They are quite small, but they're going to help me get them out of here. So I think I bought 100 of them for like $10 on Amazon. So I'll try to list that there in case you get too many extra seeds and you need to put them in something. These are tiny enough that they don't get root bound too fast, but also that you can fill it up real quick. So I'm going to get the dirt. I'll start mixing. Here. Living Earth organic compost. Put it open, show you what it looks like inside. So this is a little barky, unlike all that bark. So I have collected a little bit of that dirt that is waterlogged from the soil and from the rain, and I haven't put a hole in the wheelbarrow so the water can drip out. But so it's a little mushy. But I'm going to add this with this because otherwise we're looking at a different compaction rate. I have that much of the sludgy soil. Mix this together. Sometimes, you want things to get done, you're going to have to do them in the rain. It's just the way it is. You'd rather do it in the rain than in the super duper heat. But I am going to turn this so that it doesn't get full of water. Mix this together. Just really want to get it nice and mixed up. I'm going to use 2 hands here real quick. I feel like this a lot. 1, it feels kind of good, but 2, it's really going to push out any lumps. Lumpy lumpies, and let them all then blend together just a little bit. And I did run out of vermiculite, so to use the bark plus the vermiculite, you're really looking at a better water retention rate in the right way. So it still allows for soil aeration, but it's holding that liquid so where it's not soppy, but it's inside of that mineral deposit, that organic compound of rock. And when it gets hotter, the plants can absorb that out of that vermiculite, and they'll have water for longer. So if you use perlite, the water's just going to run right through it. Yes, it's a good way to aerate the soil and help drainage, but vermiculite's going to help with that water retention quite a bit more than the perlite will. So just mix it up a little bit more. And I remember doing this with the entire bed, and I felt like I was going crazy. But right now, the way things are starting to finally take off, I don't feel so crazy. Something about this too that's kind of great is you can just sort of even put a chair up. Like a lot of times, because I have back problems, I will have the wheelbarrow up here and I'll sit a little chair, and I'll just sit in the wheelbarrow with my hands and sit in my chair and mix the dirt. And it's kind of therapeutic because you can think about things that you need to think about, or get through stuff that has been on your mind. It just gives you a moment to like process it while you're actively doing something, so you're not feeling like stuck. You're still doing something, and all of a sudden you realize you've mixed an entire wheelbarrow full with your bare hands, and now it's time to dump it in the garden, and you got through some stuff you were thinking about. So it can be really helpful mental health wise. So here's the peat moss. I really love to stick my hands in the peat moss bag. It's so fluffy. It's soft like a fleece blanket almost, but even softer than that. So I'm going to mix a lot of this in here. We're going to use probably 3 scoops. And if I had vermiculite, I'd be doing the same thing. But I don't have vermiculite. But you'll be fine. To keep the fluffiness, I might add a little bit more of this peat moss than I normally would to make sure that I had kind of that difference in vermiculite that I don't have, or perlite, if you're using perlite. I don't want to spend $8 on perlite right now, and I'm just putting these in these little pots for the tomatoes, so it's not going to impact them too heavily, but there's still quite enough nutrients in here that they're going to get what they need from the soil that I'm making right now. In the long term, you're going to want to add vermiculite or perlite to your main beds, so it helps drain that water. But for this instance, not as big of a deal. Eventually, these will need to go somewhere into a bed that has that more blended soil. Just make sure this gets nice and mixed up. This is looking pretty good. I'll have to show you guys in a second. Okay. So, here we go. So I can plant this. It still holds a good clump. It easily breaks apart. It's quite fluffy. If there were vermiculite or perlite, you'd see a bunch of little specks in here, and that's really going to help with that drainage again. But just for today, we're going to do this to get these other plants out of the garden that weren't planted today, so that we can get moving forward with that project. That way they don't take away from the nutrients of what I did plan to plant in there. So I'm going to fill up these little pots, make some room for them in the center. Well, obviously I ran out of dirt and had to make some more, but I was looking at these tomatoes when I counted. At the end, I had like 52 of them. And a couple days later, I went back down that row and I looked, and sure enough, there were 3 that I missed. So, and I even left, I want to say 6 in different areas that came up voluntarily. So I had over 60 volunteer tomatoes this year, and I have no idea what to do with them all. I'm probably gonna have to give some away because I posted them, but no one wants to come pick them up. So we're probably gonna have to just give them away for free to whoever. Here you can see me dump out some of that dirt from those little black containers. I'm just using it because I've already pre-mixed that previously. Those are seedlings that I had started from seed but didn't have room for. So I was just adding them to the pile. And a lot of these are black cherry, super sweet 100, and the sun gold tomatoes. Some are heirloom tomatoes. I believe that's most of what popped up from last year. Oh my god, just look at them. There's so many, I can't believe it. We're cooking on our little outdoor stove, fire pit. A friend had bought this for me for my birthday. I absolutely love the thing. It comes with a little grill top, and I just marinated these steaks in this recipe that I found online called the World's Best Steaks Marinade. I really enjoyed making these, and I really like the flavor, although there is a part of the recipe that discusses using lemon juice or orange juice. You can choose one of those, but I didn't have either at the time, so I used vinegar, and I don't know if I really liked the taste of the vinegar, but it worked out all right. And there's my daughter helping me out with some outdoor lighting.
Just gonna move these a little bit.
Is that better?
That's perfect.
I'm always trying to do something and
You're trying to be more open to life?
Well, like, I'm gonna cookie.
The thing I like about this is that I can move it if it's getting too hot and go like that.
This is a good angle.
Yeah. I mean, I can tighten it down so it doesn't move. Yeah.
Lily, what are you doing?
I was staring at the camera.
Yeah. Did that attachment come with it?
Yeah.
Or do you have the little
Cole
campfire
is
that goes
perfect.
on?
He picks the best birthday presents.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks really good right now.
It does.
But it's not cooked yet.
It's juicy though.
It is super juicy. Okay, bring here. Don't put it in the fire. Alright, so check it out. See this?
Yeah, I was wondering what they were.
And this,
Yeah.
and these. This is so you can attach pouches to your pouches. So like, you can buy other little thingies and they have like a clip or a Velcro strap that slides back
So
here,
like,
and it hangs on the front, basically like this. You would
so
put
what
it,
you're
like, through
saying
here.
is that it goes under and it hangs. It
Yeah.
hangs. So like I could put it right here and it would just hang beside my bag as a second.
Yeah, the metal ones have like this clip that you slide in, and it just locks into place, so it'd be straight up and
So
down.
like per se,
The other finish part. The other fabric part goes through here, and there's a button. The older ones, there's a button that snaps, like old jeans.
so that
you
it
push it closed.
stays instead
Yeah,
of like
we need to just get you some Molly pouches.
down over it, like yeah.
Come on.
But like right now, like you.
Oh, yeah, Mom's cooking.
Okay.
Yes, that one's done.
Okay, I gotta put my Crocs back in four-wheel drive. Oh, ah.
It smells really good.
Bro, why did you do that?
That looks pretty dang good.
I would have been out.
I almost got it.
Did I hit it?
Hold up. Was it good?
Might have a hair too much of the vinegar.
There's still alive. Chewy.
Too chewy?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, I'll put this one back on. Why, you wanna come try?
The steak?
Yeah.
Thing is, tastes really
I said
good.
it was too chewy.
Yeah.
Too chili?
Chewy.
Like, what if the vinegar adds a little bit more taste to it? I don't know why.
It does, but they're,
Is it hot?
it's almost like, I think I used too much marinade.
And too chewy.
Yeah? Slightly.
Slightly. Oh.
End piece is better.
Yeah. It was kind of gave me the middle spot. It's like kind of hard.
Juicy.
Not as chewy.
Yeah,
That piece, yeah, definitely a lot better than.
yeah, like it's
Right.
just a little.
So it just needs to go a little longer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's cool. Got that in clearance too, bro.
Ow.
That's like right on the docket.
Done.
Right on the docket.
In
So much chili.
Look at this. Very juiciness.
Look at that. Juicy.
the rice came out pretty good too.
It already looks good, the butter. Butter it up.
Or I smashed it in there. Alright guys, well that's it for now. Thank you for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate you. And we'll see you next time on The Real Stuff.